Millions of Indian students enter examination halls every year carrying the weight of massive family expectations. They pour months, sometimes years, into late nights fueled by nothing but determination and a flickering light. All of that relentless preparation, the endless revisions, and the silent sacrifices culminate in the single high-stakes moment, sitting alongside thousands of peers, staring at a question paper. But that entire ecosystem collapses the moment a question paper surfaces outside the hall, before the clock even starts. Recent years have seen major irregularities rip through the country. The NEET controversy sent shockwaves nationwide, pushing thousands of furious students into the streets to demand answers from a compromised system. These breaches are rarely the work of a single desperate student. They're the product of a highly organized, highly lucrative underground network, a nationwide exam mafia operating in the shadows. When this syndicate succeeds, the casualty is the meritocracy itself. It destroys the conviction that a student's future belongs to their own hard work. To counter this, the central government is preparing to introduce the Public Examinations Amendment Bill 2026. This chart shows the proposed penalties, introducing fines from 50 lakh rupees up to 10 crore rupees for organized cheating. Those fines are paired with severe loss of liberty. The bill mandates a guaranteed 5 to 10 years in prison for the guilty. The legislative intent is absolute. The bill reclassifies exam manipulation as an organized felony, moving these offenses away from simple administrative discipline and into the criminal justice system. By pushing the penalties into the tens of millions of rupees and a decade behind bars, the government is mathematically dismantling the risk-to-reward ratio that makes the exam mafia so profitable. Harsh penalties only work if the law reaches higher than the low-level runner at the end of the chain. This legislation shifts the target toward the institutional leadership. As this network map illustrates, the law expands liability. Lines draw outward from the leaker directly to institutions like exam centers and testing agencies. If investigations reveal complicity or negligence, these organizations face the law's full wrath. They can no longer blame a single employee. To ensure these new rules have immediate bite, the bill introduces the mechanism of velocity. It mandates fast-track trials specifically for these cases, ensuring they don't languish in the legal system. If a case is appealed to the High Court, the legislation proposes a strict legal time limit, requiring those appeals to be disposed of within a maximum of 3 months. This combination of institutional liability and legally mandated judicial speed targets the exact tactics the syndicate has used for decades to evade consequences and stall justice. When you step back and look at the entire scope of the 2026 bill, the strategy is clear. It replaces reactive fixes with a system of rigid, mandatory accountability. The goal is to force a transition away from an opaque environment that is easily manipulated and secure the nationwide spectrum of exams through strict institutional transparency. The endgame is straightforward, ensuring the underground copying industry, which has plagued the country's academic system, collapses entirely under the weight of the new law. For the institutions tasked with protecting these papers, the era of pleading ignorance and passing the buck has effectively ended. Ultimately, this crackdown is a necessary step to prove to crores of young aspirants that their preparation dictates their future, and the examination system is finally worthy of their trust.